trans K. And I'm reviewing another interesting iPad app for composing music in a new and interesting way. This is called NotePlex. Here's a little composition that I made with it, and I'll tell you all about it in the next few minutes. You know I always like to cover and review the latest synthesizer and sound making apps. If you have a new app, send me the promo code, or otherwise connect me with the possibilities. Anyway, here's another composition, industrial drums. So you see a beautiful hexagonal or isometric pattern emerging from this field, and you wonder, how does that connect to the sound? Well, we'll go over that in just a second. So I'm accessing the online library here of songs that people have uploaded. This is Cycle WIP, work in progress. A very complicated composition showing you the kinds of things you can do by putting in a lot of notes. You'll notice reciprocating loops within the composition. Very interesting. So what does all of this hexagonal stuff actually mean? Well, from the center you'll see the pulsar node is sending out signals to the other hexagons and other shapes. And when the signals hit the other shapes, they then spread out from those shapes. So by creating a beat and or an instrument pattern, as you'll notice, this one has two stages because you can make certain shapes die out after a certain time. So I made 2 or more layers of it. Here's another highly rated composition, Nugna by NotePlex. I don't know if I'm pronouncing all of that correctly, but it's interesting how each user brings out their own visual and audio style. It's almost like Tim Burton or something. For your interest, I'm going to make my own NotePlex. I will start with the bit drum. A little bit of a chiptune sound. Put in a pulsar node. The pulsar is triggered every 4, 6, 8, 12, 16, or 64 beats. That's cool. I would like to be able to set it a little bit more finely than that, but that's alright. Then I'll put in a triangle node, which sends out less extra points. You can already see interesting convergence points between the various things, and you'll notice they will leave a slight track. You'll notice that the different lines will annihilate each other. So you can do some creative beats based on knowing how they will wipe each other out. And you can experiment, of course. and see how they'll work. Put in some synthesizer notes so I can pick from a list of different synthesizer sounds and noises and stuff. I'd like to see more on this list with upgrades, but I'm sure they will do that, and the ones they have are pretty cool. So, you know, you have a variety of different synthesizer sounds, basses, crystals, pianos, down a little bit for the neighbors. You can also use the life selector to make some part of it stay around shorter. I would like to be able to regenerate them after they disappear, creating a true endless cycle. You'll notice now slowly those two are draining out in their energy, and after they're gone, they will no longer sound. Of course, I would like the ability to make them sound again after a certain period of time. So you can already create a pretty complicated series of on-off sort of situations. It's visual logic. I like it a lot. Here is the Funky Song by Ethan. Points where the pulses loop around. Alright, here's another one of my sequences called Clockwork Drums 1, which you can download from their online library because I uploaded a lot of fun and interesting things you can do, whether you are a musical professional or someone who doesn't even make music. You just want to mess around, you know? It produces ideas in a way that's very different, just like Tenorion and all of these other things. Radar Head, for example. All of these programs that will produce music in a way that is very different from your standard, you know, treble clef, notes on a staff, and that sort of thing. Sort of my specialty. So if you are programming one of these, you want somebody to review it, to preview it, or anything like that, send me your promo codes, send me your betas. I like to cover this type of stuff, and my viewers love to view it. Leave your comments. Tell me what you think, what you would like to see reviewed, and your questions. You know, of course, I'm also looking to deal with programmers and other people who know how to create this type of stuff. I have a lot of great designs, some of which I've already made, but so many others which I would love to release with the proper assistance in programming, promotion, etc. So please do contact me regarding that sort of thing. Yet another interesting NotePlex here. You can have the equivalent of several different loops running separately. You know, it's far different than your standard 16-step sequencer, you know. Make a more interesting and more musical world, anyway. NotePlex. Reviewed by VJ Franz K. Tonight, for your interest. Subscribe for more interesting musical tunes. I know I'm going to have fun running this through my Chaos pads and other things like that, so we'll be back real soon with lots more interesting NotePlexes as soon as I can more fully experience the possibilities of this interesting new synthesizer program. Anyway, why don't you put some of your compositions on YouTube? Post them as video responses. I like to see what you all are doing out there, and always appreciate the comments, as long as they aren't too offensive. Thank you very much. Here's one more NotePlex from the net, called simply Groove by Anonymous. Wow, this Anonymous keeps releasing all of these interesting things. It's almost like it's many different people. No, just kidding. No, you can be anonymous if you want. Basically a whole bunch of different sequences running around in loops and reflecting off each other. You know, this is sort of a funky blues type of situation. Another thing I'd like to mention is I wish we had more fader controls over the relative volume of the different patches, so you could go back and turn up the bass, or turn down the treble, turn up a certain drum or something like that. But anyway, this is still a pretty early version of the program, so we have room to grow on, and already I'm having a great time, and a lot of other people are too, using it. So anyway, NotePlex, I recommend you check it out on the App Store. VJ Franz K signing off for tonight.